Well, it is Saturday morning, and as you can see, the sun is up, and as you can see, we are not moving. That is because we have no permit for Arizona to move. So, we are 9 foot 8 inches wide. We are hanging over the front of the trailer by 24 inches. We're hanging over the rear of the trailer by about 2 inches. I don't think anybody's is really going to complain about that. And we are hanging off the left and the right side by 7 inches on each side. So 14 inches wider than the trailer. 8 foot 6 means 9 foot 8. Oh, pardon me. So, Arizona Administrative Code, Title 17, Chapter 6, Table 1. Under Rule R17-6-102, Threshold Dimensions, Special Permit Exemptions. Blah, 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 blah. All right. So, vehicles operating state highways designated by the Transportation Board under blah, blah, blah. A legal dimension, 8 foot 6 inches wide. So, anything over 8 foot 6 inches wide, we must have a permit. Truck trailer, semi-trailer, full trailer combination is 53 foot for the trailer, 65 foot overall with a forklift. Multi-trailer combinations, 28 foot 6 inches. So you have a double or triple, they can only be 28 foot 6 inches. Tractor trailer, semi-trailer, full trailer combination, which is what I operate under. 75 feet long, okay? Overhang, front of the vehicle, 3 feet. Rear of vehicle or trailer, 6 feet. So we're good for that. Single axle, tandem axle, steering axle, gross weight. So 20,000 for a single axle. Tandem is 34,000. Steering axle is 20,000. Gross weight is 80,000. We are underneath all of that. But the one thing we are not underneath, we're good for weight, we're good for height. We're only at 13 foot 5 inches tall. Overhangs are within limits. We're good for that. The only thing we have a problem with is with our width. So, our width says we must have a permit. So that's why Saturday, Sunday, and possibly Monday I'm sitting here, because it is Martin Luther King birthday observance for the government and for banks on the 20th, which is Monday. So we are sitting and waiting. Now, I have printed out the Arizona Administrative Code dealing with oversized regulations. And it's got a lot of tables and a lot of charts and a lot of lists of stuff But this is 58 pages, front and back. All right, it's normal type, type size. Like I said, printed front and back. All right, like here, general safety requirements. All that is listed there. Addition to the provision of this article permitting a driver of an oversized or overweight vehicle permit under chapter or person exempt under blah 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 comply with all federal motor carrier safety regulations incorporated by department under 17 AAC Chapter 5 Article 2 as applicable to the motor carrier operations in Arizona. So determines where flags must be placed. All right. Gives the details of an oversized sign. When you have overhang, where lights must be placed, where flags must be placed. Fire extinguishers. Must have a two-way radio, which right there, the CB. Registration and insurance, escort vehicles, highway operations, road service, snow, blowing dust, fog, rain, high winds, speed restrictions. Curfew in big cities, nighttime transportation, holidays that you cannot drive on, 10 feet in width, 14 inch height, 13 foot length of front overhang, 10 feet in length of rear overhang, 120 feet overall. Shall be permitted not transport oversized vehicles under subsection, blah, blah, blah. So, a lot of things. Then you have charts for axle width. Distance between center of the front axle and center of the rear axle of a given group. And it tells you what the weight can, how many feet are between the axles, how many inches, and what the weight can be that you can actually drive down the road. So then here we have restrictions on I-10, which is what I have to deal with. The mile marker, where it is, what the thing is. Batagalia underpass, structure 943. Transport subject to, there's the rule, there's the height that I can be, here's the width I can be, and then any other restrictions, blah blah blah. So all these things that you have to understand and abide by when you're doing oversized loads, when you're doing heavy haul, that most truck drivers, like this, see, right across the road from me, 3 van drivers right there, all these van drivers over here, they just do not have this amount of extra law to deal with. And that's the challenge of doing heavy haul, of doing oversized loads. This is just one state. This is in addition to to everything else that you have to deal with as a heavy haul, as a truck driver. I still have the ELD to deal with. I still have all the regular driving laws to deal with. I still have and then I have additional rules and regulations that are pertinent to each state, county, or municipality in those states. So even just like in Iowa, I have rules that apply to the state as a whole, federally and by the state. Then I have to worry about counties like Black Hawk County. I have special rules pertaining to Black Hawk County in particular. And then in individual cities, I have to worry about, individual laws and rules and curfews. So like here in when I get into New Mexico. If I go through the town of Deming, New Mexico, I have to have escorts for a lot of things where I wouldn't need it anywhere else. So that little 1.5 mile stretch, I would have to have an escort or I face a fine. That's why this permit book is 4 inches thick. Not only do I have my my permits and all the things I would need when I go into a scale house, a weigh station, or I have a DOT officer or a state highway officer, you know, wanting to see my paperwork, I have to have it all in one book. So here, you know, I have the truck registration and the inspection for the truck, trailer registration, inspection for the trailer, my IFTA sticker, insurance for the vehicle, the trailer, blah, blah, blah. Then I have certain annual permits for certain types of loads. So California, Florida, Idaho, like I said here, Iowa, a non-expiring permit for Iowa. I have an Iowa annual permit. And then, like I said, Black Hawk County in Iowa. I have a permit just for Black Hawk County. So in Iowa, I have 3 permits I have to deal with. All right. So that one, this one, and this one when I'm in Black Hawk County. I have 3 permits in Iowa I have to be aware of. And then let's see here. And I still have to print it out, but I have Iowa rules and regulations, which I still have to print out. So I have to understand all of those things. So, like I said, all the annual permits that I have, all the way up to Wisconsin. There's some that I don't have because they're not going to get them until I need them. So there you go. So this entire section back here, which I do not have all the states printed out yet, these are the rules and regulations for each and every state that I deal with, starting with Alabama, going all the way up to Wyoming. Now, some of these are pretty easy. I mean, Alabama's pretty easy. Arizona, 58 pages of rules and regulations. California, rules and regulations. Then I have maps for the where I need escorts. Colorado, rules and regulations. Delaware, like I said, every single state. Some of them are pretty thick. I mean, Texas. You think Texas being a typically more of a freedom-loving state, but Texas has a lot of rules and regulations. So let's Pennsylvania. Here we go. So this is from as of January the 9th of this year. There are general. I got a whole section here of general rules, like 10 or 12 pages. Several pages with general information from their website in there. This is standard truck rules and regulations in here. Then this is the oversize, the stuff pertaining just to oversize. So take these first 2, add another full section just for Texas. And that's the kind of thing that makes this job a lot more specialized compared to regular truck driving. When you're driving a regular van at Schneider or Prime or CR England or wherever you're at, the rules and regulations that you are held to compared to what I'm held to is a lot different. So, what is this? So, you know, you may have a binder this thick in your truck for all your insurance and your inspections and your company handbook and ELD and everything else. As a company driver driving a regular van trailer, you may have a 1-inch thick book like this, partly full. Now, take those rules and regulations and your company handbook, the ELD procedures that I have that equals what you have. Then you add this. You'd be surprised how quickly somebody can, you know, you have people out there who are confused just about driving a regular truck and how much law is you have to deal with, rules and regulations you got to deal with just to do a regular truck driving. Multiply that by 5 times, and that's just the most basic level. But that's the challenge of this job that I do like. Now, not every load I take has to deal with that, but, you know, it still, you know, requires a greater deal of attention pardon me, than what a lot of people might think is necessary. Now, yeah, I mean, some of these rules I don't think are really they're made by bureaucrats. Some of, you know, a good number of these rules. Some of these rules do make sense. Now, it's like driving a really wide, let's say a 12-foot wide, 14-foot wide, 16-foot wide load at night. Well, it's harder to see at night. So how you are driving on the road at night, you know, how do you make yourself visible? So you got warning flags, you got reflective signs, you got, you know, you got little beacons that flash a light so that people can see you. But even then, people still don't drive with any dang sense. So that means as an oversized heavy haul driver, I get restricted because somebody else can't drive with any sense or with any amount of caution or safety. And that's why we have 40 and 50 pages for each and every state you know, regulating what we do as oversized and heavy haul drivers. Just like when you have a hazmat load, you have rules and regulations there more than a regular, you know, a regular van load, you know, because when something goes wrong, you have to, there are precautions they need to be taken for the people who are there to clean it up. You know, if you have a load of potassium, you just can't spray water on it. You have a load of sodium, you just can't spray water on it if there's a fire. It's just not going to work. There's certain materials that you would transport with a hazmat load that if you sprayed water on it, you're going to cause an explosion. And that's why there's these extra rules and regulations you got to deal with when you deal with hazmat. I don't do hazmat. I don't really particularly want to do hazmat. I've dealt with chemicals, with pesticides, you know, for a good many, several years, several decades. So I don't want to ever have to deal with that stuff. But I do a job which requires that kind of attention to detail that necessitates having a 4-inch binder just for the rules. And that's why I got loaded on Friday, two loads. Well, it's actually one load, 2 pickups, 3 tractors. It barely fits on the trailer. I'm at legal weight. Like I said, I'm at 13 foot 5 inches high, legal height. I hang off the rear by 2 inches. I'm off the front of the trailer by 24 inches. I have one piece that is 9 foot 8 inches wide. The other 2 tractors fit on there legal, no problem. All my axles are legal, so we're good to go for that. Now, because we are 7 inches wider on both sides, that's the only thing that's preventing me rolling down the road right now. It is currently 9:10 a.m. I could have been going for about 2 hours already this morning. I could have been through Tucson, almost to San Simon. Yeah, just about to San Simon, Arizona, right before the border with New Mexico.
Stops here and there.
All right, Sunday morning. And we're gonna get some breakfast going here. Got the hot plate out. All the other dishes are washed, so I gotta put these away. We got a potato around here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. So I got potato for breakfast. And of course, I got another one for dinner. So potatoes and eggs for breakfast. I'm gonna do a beef stew with some potato for dinner. Trash is all picked up, ready to go. I do need to vacuum the floor. Vacuum has charged, so we can do that once I get this stuff put up out the way. Pan, plates, a little lid, got to put those away. Soy sauce all gone now. That sucks, but other than that, we are still here in Eloy, Arizona, waiting for our permits. Hopefully they come in Monday. We'll see. Gonna make a little change to the vlog. So I made a little, wrote out my the vlog date, and then the episode it's going to be, so I can come down here to today, do today's vlog, and do some catch-up vlogs with it. So they're not going to be exactly in order of publishing date, but they'll all get done, you know, a little bit faster that way, and I can stay a little more current, which is what I need to do. Oh, there we go. So we're gonna have a really nice breakfast. We got 5 eggs. We're gonna be having 5 eggs with our breakfast. Need a little bit of butter. We got potato. We're gonna fry the potato in the butter. Basically gonna dice this up. Then once we got the potatoes done, we're gonna, I don't know if I'm just gonna stir the eggs in, you know, scramble them in, or fry them so they got some nice runny yolk to them. I'll probably just do it quick and easy, just scramble them together. But let's see here, turn that on, plug that in, turn that on, turn that temperature up. Let's move that out the way, because we need to get our pan hot. And I'm not going to use my other ones. I'm going to use my yeah, I was going to use that. I'm going to change my mind. I thought I was going to use that. Nope, I'll save that for dinner. Dirty shirt. There we go. So we're going to get a, that's part of doing it. That's part of being in a truck. All right, here we go. There we go. Got a nice pan there. And things are falling out, of course, because that's what happens when you have no room. Got me a plate. Let's set that right there. And while I got the door open here, I'm gonna put these other ones back in here. There we go. I'm gonna put my cast iron pan away right there. Get some utensils. Need a fork to eat with. Get a knife to cut my potato. Oops. Pull the sheath off. And that's all I need out of here. Oh, I need a spatula, but I got a spatula out already, so we're good. It's out the way. Let's go ahead and close that. So I'm gonna get that pan hot. Got a cutting board. We got a towel. Yep, get some towels here. Got a towel to dry my potato off with. So we are good to go. So a little bit of breakfast this morning. Enjoy the day. Get the MacBook out. The old hard drives. Get those ready. And we're going to do some more video editing today. Simple. Potatoes and eggs. A nice little breakfast for me. Butter, potatoes, eggs, salt, pepper. What more do you need besides bacon? You need bacon. Don't have bacon, it's not worth anything. So, it's close, not quite there. Some potatoes and eggs for breakfast. Editing some video. Sitting around and waiting. All right. Well, breakfast has been eaten, and now it's time to clean up. So besides the knife, which we use to cut our potato and our butter, we have 5 things left to clean: pan, cutting board, plate, spatula, fork. Then we got to put that stuff away. All that's clean. We got a pot and a pan up here. A couple, couple of pots and pans up here to put away, organize. Get the vacuum out right here. Floor needs to be cleaned. A little bit of trash to throw away. Trying to edit some or upload some video here. Unfortunately, we're only getting 4G. We're not getting 4G LTE. So stick that up there, see if I can get a little bit of better signal. So we're going to try to keep editing and uploading some video. A little bit of cleaning, a little bit of organizing. I still need to work on my permit book. I got some things I still need to download from several states. So it's just a matter of time to get that done.